Hello, everyone. How are you all doing today? It's been a while, hasn't it? It's good to see you all. Let's see. Listen, I don't have any plans. I just wanted to make sure that I can actually do a live stream. The internet here is not that great, but let me know. Give me a one if I'm coming in loud and clear, would you? Let's see. Who do we have in the house? Rio Raul, how you doing? Lafferty, how are you doing? Home sweet home. Good to see you. User A9. Tab, how you doing, Tab? Ralph, how you doing? Italian Eddie? Yep. Ralph, when I saw you there, I was like, wait a minute, isn't that Italian Eddie? But I see you wrote it down. All right, I'm coming in loud and clear. That's awesome. Hello from Alabama. Hello to you. Well, it's really great to see you all. Thanks a lot for joining in. This was kind of impromptu this morning. I was like, you know what? Let me see if I can do a live stream because I really want to do one this coming Sunday because I've got a giveaway to do on Sunday. So make sure you're here on Sunday, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to be doing a giveaway of a reverse osmosis water filtration system. All right, I'll be doing a giveaway for sure on that. And let's see, you know what? Let me cover some admin stuff real quick. That way you can be filled in, and anyone that watches the replay can at least see it, hopefully. So if you go watch like my last couple of videos, there's some giveaways where I'm giving away hard silver, okay? Look, I know it's been a while since we talked, but these bad boys are $50 pieces now, all right? These are $50 bills now, okay? And I'm giving away a lot of silver. I'm going to be giving away silver every single Monday. So during every Monday's video, that will be an entry video for a silver giveaway. Every Monday from now until the end of this calendar year. And some days it may be 2 ounces. It's going to be a minimum of 2 ounces, right? And some days it may be 5 ounces. Who knows? Maybe the closer we get to Christmas, the higher that the numbers will get. So make sure that you catch every Monday video. Stick through my sponsor part because the sponsor of that video on Monday, every Monday, is the one that gave me the silver to give away. All right, because I told them about our Christmas giveaways this year. All right, so if you want to see what videos are the entry videos for the silver, because there's an entry video where you can win up to 10 ounces of silver. All right, so go check those out, and I hope that I can give away those 10 ounces of silver. That'll be awesome if I can. All right, but go check those out so that you can at least enter and have a chance to win. It's free. It doesn't cost you anything to enter to win, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see. We have Frank. How you doing? Good to see you. Good to see everyone, all right? I'm not going to say good to see you to every single person I see. So good to see everyone. Thank you for being here. It's a joy to be here with you all today. And it's more of a joy to know that the internet is working. So let's see, 312 Chick, how you doing? Good to see you. I can't help it. Stormy Kurtz. So I actually had some news I was going to go over with you all tonight, but I'm not going to do that. Let's just make this a free forum, and you can ask any questions you want. We can talk about anything you want to talk about. Just wanted to take this time to make sure that everything, all of my systems are still working and that I can actually connect with you all. And I know it's been a while. So let's go ahead and take it that route for this live stream. And then on Sunday, we'll put a little bit of content in there. Let's see. Busted Beak, how are you? Good to see you. Mom Ranger. Let's see who else we have. We have Angela Cheney. How are you? Holly Boone 22 is in the house. Rakamas is in the house. How you doing, Rakamas? Good to see you. Sabrina GP. Who else do we have in here? Where's all my OGs at? Oh, you are my OGs. Voodoo Queen is an OG, ladies and gentlemen. Voodoo Queen is definitely a real OG. You know, I just got a notice from Google, I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 days ago, I think, saying that this channel has been open for a little over 8 years now. So we went past our 8-year anniversary. Let's see, Les Lied. Les Lied from Anchorage. Welcome. Hey, that's awesome. That's awesome, Steve. RTD hit 40,000. Hey, that's great. Like I said, I hope I can give away the whole 10 ounces of silver. All right. And if not, hey, you know what? That's awesome. At least he hit that. Maybe hitting that 40,000 will help the algorithm push him a little farther out. That's great. Yeah, if you all go watch my, I think it was my second to last video, not this morning's, but yesterday's. If you go watch that video, there's a giveaway there for up to 10 ounces of silver, and it has to do with the Rethinking the Dollar channel. All right, so like I said, go check it out because it's definitely going to worth checking out RTD. All right, Michael over there is a great guy. Great guy. He puts out great information. Let's see. Evita Marie, greetings from low country of South Carolina, where there are beautiful northern lights again tonight. You know, I haven't gotten any northern lights up here. I went out last night, late last night, and early this morning because Lulu had to go out. And I looked up in the sky. I didn't see anything at all. And we had pretty clear skies last night, too. So it must just have missed this part of Alaska. But yeah, those, I think we're getting hit with another, if not the biggest CME, I think later on today or later on tonight, we're getting hit with that big CME that was coming up. It's supposed to be like a G4 or a G4 plus. So I just saw a post that Angry Prepper put up where he said that there are like 11 states under warning that they may lose electric power because of that CME coming in. So we'll see what happens. Hey, just make sure you stay prepared, ladies and gentlemen. That's what I always say. That's the only thing you can do, right? Kathy D, how are you doing? Let's see. Keto in Miami. That's the best I can do with that one. Welcome. Who else we have? Henberry Farm. Hello. What time Sunday? It's probably going to be around 4 or 5 o'clock. I'll try to schedule the live stream like on Saturday to give everyone a full day to and I'll post it to give everyone a full day to find out that I'm going to have it on Sunday at what time. But it's more likely going to be about 4 or 5 p.m. in the afternoon. And whenever I do a live stream on Sunday, I like to do it well after noon. Because that way everyone's back home from church and visiting family and stuff like that, and they're settling in for the evening, and it's easier to catch a live stream during that time. So I definitely don't want to do it early in the morning where the time differences is going to catch everyone doing different things throughout the day because it's the weekend and it's the time that a lot of people pick to do stuff that they can't do during the weekday, during the workday. Oki Khan, how are you? Good to see you. Cali Prepper. Let me see. You're not coming in on my feed. Only your alerts is showing. I have to do a search. Well, I'm not in too much favor with the YouTube algorithm. I've noticed that the last few videos I've done haven't really gotten too many views, and I think it's because YouTube is not pushing it out. All right. Remember that the truth is not very well liked, right? So when you're putting some truth out there, maybe some entities don't really want to push it out as much, but that's okay. Little by little, hopefully the algorithm will put me in its favors and show some of my videos to more people, because I truly do think that a lot of the stuff I cover in the word on the street videos, a lot of that stuff is stuff that people are too busy to consume on their own. But it's a lot easier if someone's talking about it and they're maybe listening to it on the way to work or at lunchtime or something like that. So, and I enjoy looking up all of these different news articles and stories that I can share with you all. I only put up the ones that I find interesting or I think are very important. Like the one that I put out today, this morning, it was about, I was just talking about digital ID a few videos ago. And what do you say? What do you know? There's digital ID put out by Apple. I think it was yesterday. They put out a digital ID where you can actually use it to check in airports through TSA, which means that it's government approved. So there's a digital ID. Now, what do you have to have in order to have a digital wallet? Without a digital ID, a digital wallet is pretty much useless. So you can see that they're taking their steps, even though it's nice and slow, but that's the best way to boil a frog, right? Is to do it nice and slow. They're taking steps little by little. We've got a private corporation coming out with a version of their digital ID, and the government or some government entities are willing to use that version in order to identify people. So just put two and two together. Eventually, ladies and gentlemen, they are going to come out with a digital wallet, but it's not going to be the government. It's going to be banks, just like I talked about on my tokenization video. It's going to be private banks that are they're going to come out with digital wallets, and they're going to be in the pockets of the government, just like they already are. All right, so that's something that we have to prepare for, okay? Because eventually things will get tough enough where you're going to have to depend on your preps, whether it be because of this technocracy that we're shifting into, or whether because the lights go out. Whatever it is, right? You still need to eat. You still need to drink. You still need heat, right? You still need all that stuff that you use on a regular, everyday basis. And it all falls together, right? So let's say, for example, that they put us on a digital ID, which I believe they are, okay? Let's say, for example, you fall out of favor with whoever's servicing that digital ID that you happen to be using, and they shut it off. Well, what the preps are going to do for you in that situation is buy you time. Obviously, if you're going to want to correct whatever the problem is, whatever the issue is, to get your wallet back up, your digital wallet back up, you're going to need time to do that, right? It's a lot easier to do that if you already have everything you need for the next 2, 3, 4, 6 months. That way you don't have to be panicking because you're not going to be able to get food for your family until that gets fixed, right? Kind of like the SNAP deal that happened here, for the last 35, 40 days, whatever it is. People were not prepared for that. And they were panicking. Why? Because they did not allow themselves to have time by putting away preps. Now, I did see a few videos where people were saying that, hey, I've been stocking away a little bit at a time. I've been putting away some of the cheaper foods like rice, pasta, things like that. And I'm good for the next month or the next month and a half. I saw a lady where her husband lost his job. And well, he didn't lose his job. He was a government worker. But they had enough savings for like a month or 2 months, and they had enough food put away for a couple of months. So they were okay. That's what preparedness is about, is for you to be able to overcome a crisis instead of having to give away your sovereignty to someone that has something that you need. All right, let's see here. Shiltron Munitions, thank you very much for the super shot, Shiltron. Ladies and gentlemen, unfortunately, I'm not going to go ahead and discuss the personal stuff. And I feel terrible because in the last several months, I haven't really contacted my moderators, my old moderators, because we're all going through things, right? And I did find out some unfortunate news about 2 of our moderators. They're still with us, but some unfortunate news with their family members. And Yarn Prepper, she's not with us anymore. It's not anything bad, about the community or anything like that, but it's just everyone has lives and things happen in life, right? And I do have to get a hold of Miss Worm because I think that she's still willing to be a moderator. But right now, we've got an awesome moderator here. Don't mess with Scott, ladies and gentlemen. Do not mess with Scott because he'll hit you over the head with a wrench. All right. But I do appreciate you, Scott, for helping out. And but that's where I'm going to leave it at that. Things happen, life happens, and all we can do is just go on. All right. Jeff Rummel, how you doing, Jeff? Good to see you. Let's see. Yolanda, how you doing, Yolanda? Flipper Wings. Crazy Backyard Chicken Man is in the house. Disabled and Prepping, one of our OGs. Oh, nice. Annie, how you doing? L Dog is in the house. Is that Angie Dasner? Look at that, Angie. You still have a wrench. I never took it away. Ladies and gentlemen, for those of you that don't know Angie Dasner, she is really one of our OGs. She is one of the AP channel's original gangster. Angie, I hope you're doing well. I really do. Very good to see you. Colorado Pack Rat Prepper. So for any of you that have joined in, I really don't have anything as far as content to put out during this live stream. I decided to do it to make sure that the internet here was good enough, and everyone gave me a number 1, so it seems that it is. And this coming Sunday, I will have a live stream where I'm going to be doing a giveaway of a SIMPURE under the sink RO system. So let me tell you about how that worked out in case you missed the video that I put out on that. So SIMPURE contacted me. Well, actually, I contacted SIMPURE and I said, hey, listen, because I read some news that was really bad about water, and I forgot exactly where it was, but that water's in your well. You know, there's PFASs and PFOSs and heavy metals and all this stuff. They're finding it in people's wells, private wells as well, right? And they're finding it everywhere. So I contacted SIMPURE and I was like, hey, listen, can you give my community an awesome price on an RO system from this date to this date? I think it was from the 21st of October to the 5th of November, I think it was. And I said, if you give them an awesome price in it, and I picked the one that's my favorite, which is the Q3. The Q3 is my favorite. It's the one that I think is simplest to install, very easy to change out the filters, and it works just fine. So I said, give me the very best price that you can give me on this. And instead of giving me any kind of commission, go ahead and give me a free system to give away for every 10 that you sell. So we ended up getting 7 systems, which is awesome, because not only is that 7 people that we get to bless with a free RO system that they're going to get, but that's 70 people that actually purchased one and put it in their house, right? So I was more excited about the 70 people that purchased it to actually use it and install it in their house and have clean water than the 7 people that we're going to give it away to. But I'm very happy nonetheless about the 7 that we're giving away. So that's how that worked out. And this Sunday, I'm going to give one away this Sunday, because one of the persons that won one, she doesn't live in the US. She lives outside of the country. So she emailed me and she was very nice and said, I'm really sorry to have to tell you this, but I live outside the country. Can you just give mine away to someone else? And I'm like, absolutely. We'll do it during a live stream. That way, during the live stream, I can get the information right away and I can send it off to SIMPURE so they can send it off. So if you want to be entered to win an RO system this Sunday, we're going to do it live, ladies and gentlemen. We'll do it live, all right? We're going to do it live. Let's see. Willen Foles 2618, thank you for being here. I appreciate you. Mr. Mead is here from Texas. Oh, I don't have my Buc-ee's cup near me. Let's see. Forrest is in the house. Let's see. Okay. Hey, Army Vet Girl. Good to see you. Hey, if you all have anything that you want to talk about, let me know, because I'm just scrolling down, just having a great time seeing all of you all and saying hello. All right, just sub to RTD. Hopefully you left a comment, all right? All right, go watch that video. Go watch today's video, ladies and gentlemen, yesterday's video specifically. That's an entry video for you all to have a chance to win up to 10 ounces of gold. I mean, not gold, silver. That if it was up to 10 ounces of gold, I'm sure that we would have already met the challenge. If it was 10 ounces of gold, ladies and gentlemen, I'd be opening up different YouTube accounts just to go and subscribe or to leave a comment. Let's see. Hey, thank you, Ralph. It's good to see you. Good to see you. You know what? I haven't had any of that stuff in such a long time. But I do eat burger. Yeah, I just had some burgers a couple of days ago, and they were very tasty. I just don't have them with with your regular bread. But you know what? They sell this bread that's like 100% fiber, and it tastes just like bread, but it's 100% fiber. So there's like, I think it's like 13 grams of carbohydrates, but every single gram is a gram of fiber. And for those of you that don't know, fiber is considered a carbohydrate. However, it does not dissolve into your blood, so it doesn't turn into sugar. It just goes right through you. So eating that bread, even though it says 13 grams of carbohydrates, all of it is fiber. So it doesn't affect your blood sugar at all. And I do have those. They're kind of pricey though. For one loaf, it's like $10. But it takes me about 2 weeks to go through a loaf. And the loaves are kind of small. They're probably about this big. So it's probably maybe like 12 ounces. It's not a whole pound. But yeah, it's like $10 for a loaf. And but it takes me like 2 weeks to go through a loaf of that bread, and it doesn't affect my blood sugar at all. All right, so I'm very thankful that they came out with that bread, and it looks pretty clean as far as the ingredients in it. It doesn't have anything crazy in it. And now Costco also has a low carb bread where it only has like 1 net gram of carbs. Uh, I like it, but the problem with it is it's a seed bread, meaning that it's got like a whole bunch of little seeds in it. You know, it's got like sunflower seeds, chia seeds. It's got all these little seeds in it, and that doesn't do me too well. It tastes good and everything, and it's a pretty good value. You get 2 loaves for like $9 and change, so it's a really good value. But I like the other one better because it's just white bread, but it has 0 net carbs, which is what I look for. So there's a lot of stuff that they've come out with for like diabetic friendly foods that I'm very grateful for, because they have like tortillas, you know, like Mexican tortillas. That's the same thing. It's like almost all of it is fiber with maybe like 1 gram or 2 grams of carbs in a tortilla. So, you know, and they also have the pasta. I forget the name. I forget the name of the pasta, but they also have the pasta that's made from some kind of a mushroom, shiitake or something like that. I forget, but that's 100% pretty much fiber. And what's nice about it is that the texture is just like angel hair spaghetti. That's the texture, although they come in different sizes. Like they come in fettuccine or spaghetti or angel hair. They come in different shapes, and it doesn't really have much of a flavor when you eat it by itself. But whatever you cook it with, it absorbs that flavor. So you still get the satisfaction of like eating pasta, and you don't get any of the carbs whatsoever. It's like 99% fiber. So they've come out with a lot of things to help people with diabetes or prediabetes, you know, overcome those cravings of the stuff that they used to eat. And these things, they're like almost no calories. Like a really good serving of that pasta is 15 calories. They come in these little bags, and one bag is a serving. It's like 15 calories, but all of those calories are nothing but fiber anyway. So it's almost like eating no calories at all. So yeah, they've got a lot of good stuff, you know. So yeah, my diet is like 98, 99% fat and protein, to tell you the truth. Every once in a while, I'll have a yogurt. They also have a ratio. It's called ratio, RITIAO. RATIO, ratio. It's a yogurt. It's called ratio. It's only got like 2 or 3 grams of carbs, but it's really, really good. So maybe once or twice a week, I'll have one of those that's like a dessert, you know, and they're really good. My favorite is the coconut. They have a coconut flavor, and it's really, really good. So if anyone out there who's a pre-diabetic or a diabetic, check out Ratio. All right. That's the name of the yogurt. And my favorite one, like I said, is the coconut. Debbie says hello from the horrible state of Illinois. You got to leave. Get that hitchhiking thumb out and get on out of there. Escape from Chicago. Hey, that is great. Outstanding. Good for you. That is great. Let's see. Stand for truth. Tell us. I'm doing well. I'm doing really good. It's funny though. I thought that there was going to be a lot of noise in the background because I went upstairs and I told my son, I said, hey, Michael is, don't let Michael come downstairs for the next hour or so because I'm going to be doing a live stream. And then he's like, all right. Because Michael, I leave my door open and he leaves his door open. And Michael's running back and forth pretty much all day. As long as he's here, he's running here, he's running there, running back and forth, asking for snacks, playing around, giving Lulu a hard time, you know. And then as soon as I started walking down, coming into my apartment, I hear him throw himself on the floor, throwing a fit. So but it's just a blessing, man. I love hanging out with him. I got to babysit him today for like 3 hours because his mom had a dental appointment, and then my son just got home from work here a few minutes ago. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. I mean, it's really a lot of fun. It is a real blessing. Good to see you, Katrina. Good to see everyone. But other than that, I'm doing well. My health is a lot better now. You know, my health is really a lot better. I'm not sure if you caught. I think I put it up on a video maybe a month ago or so, or 3 weeks ago. I forget how long I've come back to YouTube. But my A1C is really doing good, and without any crazy stuff. It was the last time I went to the doctor and got it checked. It was 9.3, right? Which is not great, but it was better than the time before. The time before that, I think it was like 11.1 or 11.3. But the last time was 9.3. And then this last time, about a month and a half ago, when I went, it's come down to a 6.3. So it's at a 6.3. I had to stop taking that metformin a long time ago because, man, that thing was tearing up my gut. And I was like, I just can't take this anymore. So like I said, I pretty much only eat meat for the most part. Oh, and they also make this jam. Here I am telling you, I pretty much only eat meat. And then I'm like, oh, they make tortillas, they make bread, they make jam. They make this jam. The brand name is called Choco, CHOCO, I believe. I get it on Amazon, and it's pretty pricey. It's like $11 for 12 ounces, I believe it is. But you know, if you're the only one that eats it, one jar lasts me like a month because I don't have a peanut butter and jelly sandwich every day. So, you know, one of those little jars, they're like $11. And even though it's only a 12-ounce jar, one of those jars will last me like a month, if not longer than a month, because whenever I have a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, I only put 1 tablespoon, spread it around. And if you don't have a lot of sweet stuff to eat on a regular basis, 1 tablespoon is plenty. But that jam is great. I mean, it tastes really good. And it's only, I think, 1 gram of net carbs, 1 or 2 grams of net carbs, but it's per tablespoon. So you put a nice tablespoon in there, spread it around. The peanut butter that I get is all natural, and it has nothing in it except for peanuts. And I think sea salt. Yeah, peanuts and sea salt. So it spreads pretty good. And every once in a while, you feel like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see, Disney up, boiler up. So if you go to the video that I put out this morning, the word on the street video, on that video, I leave you the cards for the videos that you need to go to enter to win the silver. All right, I leave the cards there for you. Okay, so if you go and watch, and I think this morning's video is only like 8 or 9 minutes long, something like that. So go check that video out. And the cards are within that video. And I even tell you, hey, go watch this video if you want to enter to win 2 ounces of silver. Go watch this video if you want to enter to win up to 10 ounces of silver. So go check that out, and it's on there. All right. Let's see. Yes, yeah, it's supposed to be a pretty harsh winter this year for the lower 48s. Right now, it's like 3 degrees outside. So it's below freezing all the time now. So I consider this winter now because the temperatures are below freezing all the time. So we are into winter here. I'm actually running a little experiment right now on a video that I'm going to be putting up probably later on this week, if not this weekend, that has to do with winter. But yeah, we're into winter. Just make sure that you have the winter preps that you need. Let's see. Well, it's good to see every one of you. It really is great to see you all. Christy Psalm, how you doing? Good to see you. Atta Girl, how you doing, Atta Girl Prepping? Thank you very much. I'm very happy to be back, and I'm very happy to see all of you here. You know, so, some people may wonder, man, it's like, what is the connection between, you know, someone looking at a camera and then a whole bunch of little names on the side of your screen? But, you know, there is a connection there, ladies and gentlemen. And I have to tell you that I truly did miss doing this and miss seeing you all on the side there. Look at that sunset. It's in the house. Yep. I got my American flag up there. You know, I got a couple of things back here on the wall. I got some floating shelves that I put up, so it doesn't look so boring back there. I see that I need to put something up here to fill up a little bit of room. It's not the bunker, ladies and gentlemen, but you know what? It'll do. It's nice and cozy. You know, it's not cluttered. It's nice. So pretty happy here. Oh, Army Vet Girl says that the little man still has the silver dime. That's awesome. Keep the that silver dime has gone up in value a lot. That silver dime's gone up in value a whole bunch. I'll tell you what. I was looking the other day at the coin melt value for like constitutional silver for dimes and quarters. And I remember a while back when the quarters were like $4 or $3.50 for a quarter, right? Now a dime is like $4 and a quarter is like $9. So silver only has one way to go. It's going to have its fluctuations. That's what it's supposed to do because the stock market represents the emotions of people that are trading the market, right? So that's why it goes up and down, shoots up, comes down, goes up and down, sideways. What all of those little squiggly lines that you see on a chart, like from the stock market or from a commodity or something that's being traded on the stock market or the exchange, all of those squiggly lines, they represent people's emotions, all right, and then their actions. And I understand that a lot, if not most of those trades are done by algorithms, but someone's programming those algorithms, telling them when to trade and when not to trade. Soon enough, I'm not even sure if there's going to be a stock market with the way that AI is advancing. But yeah, silver only has one way to go, and that's up. Same thing with gold. I was talking to a good buddy of mine, probably my best friend here in Alaska. Not probably, yeah, my best friend here in Alaska, and he stopped over today, and and we were talking about silver, and he's like, "Where do you think it's going to go?" And I said, "Well, I think that once silver breaks above 55, once it breaks above $55 and it closes above $55 for at least one day, one trading day, I believe that the next stop is going to be between $68 and $72. That's going to be the next stop before it consolidates, it corrects, comes down a little bit, and then it's going to have to get through that $72 resistance. Then after that, I'm looking at probably like $108. So I think that I'm not a financial advisor, ladies and gentlemen, all right? I think that by this time next year, we're going to be looking at $100+ silver. I'm thinking around the 130, around the 130 mark, somewhere in that area. But for sure, triple digits. For sure, triple digits by this time next year. Unless something really crazy happens, like a meteor comes and hits us, and then we don't have to worry about silver at all. Right? We won't have to worry about any of that stuff. Let me see. Alnia Sosa, how you doing? Good to see you. Diana, hello. Pibble Man, good to see you. Let's see. You know how far behind I am, right? You all know. You all longtime AP subscribers know that I always fall behind on these chats. Let's see. All right, there's a lot of people subscribing to RTD, but you have to watch my video to make sure that you know what to do when you subscribe. All right, please go watch the video. You know what? I'll just tell you, when you go subscribe to RTD, make sure that you leave a comment, and on your comment, make sure that you have the word RTD in it. So go subscribe to RTD. It has to be on the video that I showed you, though. That's why I said go watch my video. Go watch yesterday's video, because there's a specific video that you need to leave a comment in. And what I'm going to do is next week, I think it's on the 19th. So next Wednesday, I'm going to go to that video and I'm going to pick someone from the comments that left RTD on there, and they're going to win some silver. All right, so go over there. Oh, hey, thank you very much. It's a beautiful day. Thank you very much. I really appreciate you. It's good to see you, and it's good to see everyone here. Trust me, it really is. It's been a while. Let's see. We have Kim all the way from Wisconsin. I think Wisconsin is one of those states that they put out an advisory that you might be losing power due to the CME that's coming in. And that's a pretty big CME too. I'll tell you that. Yeah, absolutely. Have a plan. Hey, that's awesome. I'm glad that you're still using them. Let's see. Okay, I'm going to bring it down a little bit. Everyone that's gone to RTD and sub, please watch yesterday's video so that you can enter to win. All right, because you have to leave a comment on a specific video. And I just don't remember the name of that video off the top of my head. But I did leave the link to the video where you need to leave a comment on his channel, on his actual channel, on Michael's channel over at RTD. So please go take a look at that. And that way you can properly enter, because if not, you won't be able to be counted if you don't have that comment on there with RTD. All right. Patricia, hello, all the way from Oklahoma. Good to see you. Are there commercials running out today? What time is it? You know what? If there's commercials running out, maybe it's every half hour or so, hopefully. I think that's what it's got as its default. So I'll have to check it. It's been a while, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, you had some auroras in Indiana, huh, Disney? Nice. Yeah, they went all the way down to Florida. I heard that. Yeah, hey, listen. RTD, Michael, let me tell you a little bit about Michael in case you didn't see the video where I talked about him. Michael's been around for a really long time, and he's been shadow banned. I believe he's been shadow banned really, really hard. And he should have 500,000 viewers by now, subscribers. He should literally have 500,000 subscribers, because the information that he puts out is great information. And man, I'll tell you what, he is such a professional. But not only that, he's a really, really good guy, really good person, right? Very good guy. And I mean, I think that I started watching Michael before I even started a YouTube channel, to tell you the truth. But he's just a great guy. Alphonse, how you doing, Alphonse? Good to see you, man. Yeah, I am alive, man. I am alive, brother. Lola, how you doing? Oh, Wyoming is out of power. Oh, you didn't see why? Well, I know that yesterday morning when that first one hit, Dominican Republic, the entire island or the entire country was out of power. But it didn't last very, very long. And obviously it was the smaller of the three CMEs that came through. But it just happened to land on them, and they lost power. Let's see. Rhonda Holt, how are you, Rhonda? Good to see you. You know what? There's 11 states that are on alert. I don't remember them all, but go to Angry Prepper's channel, and he left it on a community post. He left like the news article or something like that that was saying these states are under alert. Yeah, Brenda, it's on a card. Okay, it's on a card. If you want, you can go to not yesterday's, but the day before yesterday, Tuesday's video. I did leave the actual link to his video on a pinned comment, now that I remember. So yeah, and I've been advertising that since Tuesday. So, since Tuesday, I think I've been advertising that. So I know that it's on a link there, but it's there. If you go to my last couple of videos, you'll find either a link on one of the cards that comes up during the video, or you'll find it in a pinned comment. But I do know that the video that I put out, I believe it was today, if not yesterday, I actually showed you the video that it was on and everything, so you can actually look at it and at least get it by title. Let's see. No, my live stream on Sunday, it's either going to be at 4 or 5 p.m. Alaska time. So it'll either be 8 or 9 p.m. Eastern time. Okay. But I will leave a post, I will leave a community post on Saturday sometime. That way it can be up for at least 24 hours or so before the live stream. So hopefully you'll be notified. Hopefully YouTube will tag you and show it to you. RM Life, how you doing, RM Life? Thank you, RM Life. You guys are too kind. 4 p.m. is good. Awesome. Crazy Backyard Chicken says, just watch all the videos. It's free silver. Watch them all and leave a like, ladies and gentlemen. All right. And if you let an ad or two run through, it really, really helps. All right. Let's see. Okay. I'm going to head down some. Okay. Where are we at? Man, I can't believe we're already 42 minutes in. Brenda, you say that your question is not showing up. Put it in all caps. Maybe I won't miss it. If I've missed it, put your question in all caps. If you have an actual question, put it in all caps. That way I'll try not to miss it. I'm out of practice over here, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, Andy Marshall, good to see you. Thank you for being here. Yes, they got their power back on. I think the power was probably out for less than a day, but the power is back on. You know, I was talking to my friend today again, and we were talking about power outages and coronal mass ejections and EMPs and stuff. And I was like, like we're talking about solar generators. And I was like, because he asked me, he's like, well, is there any way that we can make these EMP proof and stuff like that? I'm like, there's things that you can do. You can get an EMP proof blanket, and you can get, I forget the name of the gizmo that you can hook up to stuff to make it EMP proof. And I said, but the problem with that is that, let's say, for example, we have a huge CME, like the Carrington event of 1859, right? And it just fries everything. And you have the forethought of having your solar generator, your generators, all of your electronics and stuff, EMP proof, right? And it all survived, right? All of that stuff survived, right? But like, do you really want to be running lights and things like that, like artificial lights and things like that, if all of your neighbors aren't going to have any lights? Do you really want to advertise that? And like, because I don't really take much precaution on EMP proofing or CME proofing like my solar generators. Because what I figure is if it's that bad, if it's such a big CME that is going to fry everything, then your solar generator is really not going to have too many things to power. And if it does have things to power, I'll go back to, do you really want to have a house that's the only house on the block with artificial light? Now, yes, it's different if you live off grid, if you live where there's almost no one around, and you don't have any neighbors and things like that. Yeah, absolutely. It'd be nice to have something like that. But even so, like, exactly what do you run off grid? Like, if you live 100% off grid, what do you run off grid? Maybe a small refrigerator, maybe you run your phone, which will be useless after a coronal mass ejection like the Carrington event from 1859. So I think that solar generators are just so much more practical of a prep to have for everyday life. For like in the Dominican Republic, a lot of houses they're not solar generators, but they're battery backups because they lose their power over there very often. They have brownouts and blackouts every single day, right? It's a poor country and it's a corrupt country, just like almost every other country, where instead of using the money for infrastructure, they steal the money. The politicians, they take the money and, they leave the people at the wayside. But most houses have a battery backup that as soon as the electricity shuts off, it automatically goes to battery backup, like to power fans and lights and stuff like that. So I think really that a solar generator and a generator is really more practical for everyday life, for when the lights go out because of this or because of that, not because we had a life-ending event such as a coronal mass ejection that's going to be like an X45 or something like that, right? We'll have a lot more problems, trust me. That's why it's so important for you to prepare for where you live. Like here where I live, what is my main priority in the wintertime is to keep that heater running. So you have to have a backup. You know, what's my backup to the boiler that runs, to that water pump that runs? What if the water pump goes bad? You know, and I have electricity, but what if the water pump goes bad and it's negative 40 degrees outside? What's my backup? Well, I'm going to show you my backup here in a video coming up. But yeah, it's nice to have a backup for electricity. You know, it'll keep that boiler running. But you also have to think about your secondary, tertiary backups in case that's not the case as far as why it fails. It doesn't have to fail because of electricity. It could be something else. But yeah, I mean, I love, and you all know I love solar generators. Thank you. Thank you for that. I know I don't have to give anything away, but ladies and gentlemen, here, let me tell you a story because I love to tell a story. So you know that the channel has a new partner, and it's called Alpha Omega, uh, Gold and Silver. They're a precious metals company, Alpha Omega, right? And when I talked to the owner, I said, "Hey, listen, we can go ahead and try it out for a couple of months." I said, "But I want you to make a donation. You know, make a donation to the community and a donation to something else, which I'm going to show you guys hopefully this Sunday, if not later." And he said, "All right, what do you want?" I was like, "Well, send me some silver to give away." So, hey, he sent me some silver. You know what? I'm going to give it away. All right. So, so if I have something that I can give to you all in the form of a giveaway, because one of the channel sponsors is giving it to me to give away, I'm going to give it away, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to go ahead and pass it, you know, pay it forward. That's what it's for, you know. So he was very generous in sending me the silver, and you know, and I'm pretty much, you know, doing it for the silver so I can do the giveaways. But he was generous, you know, in sending me the silver, period. Because, like I said, this is $1,000 bill right here. Believe it or not, isn't that something? This is $1,000 bill, and he gave up more than one of these, to tell you the truth, to give away. And I'm going to give it away. So every week from now on until the end of the year, every Monday from now on till the end of the year, I'm going to be giving silver away. And when I have live streams, if I'm in a super good mood, I'll probably give silver away also. And I'll see if I can get with some of my other sponsors to see if they can send me some stuff to give away, you know, just periodically here and there. Because yeah, I've missed you guys, and you know, this is one of the things that I really enjoy doing, you know, is paying it forward to you all. Without you guys, this channel is absolutely nothing, you know. So I appreciate you all, and that's one of the ways that I show my appreciation. Let's see, Roel 209, how you doing? Let's see. Okay, let's bring it down. So we're at 49 minutes. I'm going to try to keep this about an hour. Okay. I have to give my vocal cords a little bit of practice before I can, you know, go on a marathon live stream. Yeah. So I saw that. I saw that, Daniel Sr. They're not, well, I know that they're protesting like crazy right now. I just saw that sometime earlier today. They're protesting like crazy. And what they need to do, in addition to protesting, is not participate. If no one goes and gets a digital ID, guess what? They can't implement it, right? So if nobody goes and gets a digital ID, they cannot implement it. So yeah, absolutely. You know, and in the United States of America, we have the Constitution. So they can't do here, the government cannot do here what other governments can do, like in the UK, where they're saying, hey, if you want to work, you're going to need a digital ID, right? They can't do that here. But what they can do is that they can get their crony companies, their crony big companies like Apple, JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs, etc. All these huge companies, Microsoft, Facebook, all of these really big companies, they can get them to do the bidding for them, right? So President Trump said in a speech, and this was a while back, but he said something, I'll paraphrase. He says, I give you my word, or I'll make sure that as long as I'm president, there will never be a CBDC. There will never be a CBDC. And I don't think that he was lying, all right? He wasn't lying. But there can be tokenization, and there can be assets that are held by a bank that are like in the realm of cryptocurrencies. Like JP Morgan just listed one of their what do you call them, tokens. They just listed one of their tokens which match dollar for dollar on what's on their deposit, right? So they just listed that on Coinbase. So what does that mean? That means that it's going to allow people to trade those tokens dollar for dollar with their digital wallets. Okay, so what I think that they're doing is that they are introducing the average person to go ahead and get a digital wallet and easily transfer dollars from one wallet to the other electronically. And then once they have a lot of the population, they'll start making it very difficult for people to interact with dollars or with credit cards, right? And then they'll start offering incentives for people to actually use the wallet. And then when we have 2 or 3 or 4 big banks like JP Morgan, Citi, Chase, Goldman Sachs, once we have 2 or 3 or 4 really big banks that have a wallet out there that's popular, that a lot of people are using, they're going to start giving incentives. Hey, if you open up this wallet, we're going to go ahead and give you, if you put 1,000 tokens in there, and each token is worth $1. If you get 1,000 tokens and put it in there, we're going to go ahead and give you $200. And most people are going to be like, what? You're going to give me 200 tokens, which is the equivalent of $200 just for me to open this wallet? And you're not going to charge me a transaction fee? And a credit card charges me a transaction fee, but you're not going to charge me a transaction fee? And you're going to give me 200 tokens? Of course I'm going to do that. Of course I am. People are going to get it. They're going to get used to using it, just like they have gotten used to using like Apple Pay and using credit cards and stuff like that. And then there's going to be some kind of a crazy crisis. I have no idea what it is, but there has to be a crisis. It's the Hegelian dialectic. It's one of the moves that governments throughout time have always used in order to boil the frog, to slowly boil the frog in the water. There's the Hegelian dialectic. Something crazy will happen. All right. And then they'll see how the people react to that crisis or whatever false flag, whatever it may be. And then when they see how they react to it, they'll take notes, and then they'll know what to implement in order to get their agenda through. It's the way it's happened throughout all of humanity, ladies and gentlemen. It's how the powerful stay powerful, and it's how the layman stays a layman, because the powers that be put the average person in a position where they're just keeping their heads above water. Just take a look at what's going on across America. So many people, you can watch it on YouTube, on videos or TikTok, whatever it may be. Watch people saying, listen, I work a full-time job. I get as much overtime as I can, and I'm barely making it. I'm just making enough money to pay the bills. So that person is a flat tire away, from pretty much maybe losing their job, because if you can't get to work, then how are you going to work? And most Americans nowadays, they don't even have $500 in emergency savings, so they'll wait for the time to be right. And then some kind of a crisis will come through. And then they'll tell you, hey, Mr. and Mrs. America, do you want the pain to stop? Oh, you want the pain to stop? Oh, then all you need is to get this digital wallet. And once you get it, you're not going to have to pay any transaction fees. You're going to be able to get an additional 20% of whatever is deposited in there. And you'll be able to use it anywhere. And you'll be like, oh, thank goodness, great. My savior is here. And then when you get your digital wallet, guess what? Before you can use it, guess what they're going to ask for? They're going to be like, oh, but you also need a digital ID. Oh, you didn't know that you needed a digital ID? Yeah, just go ahead and click on here and go ahead and follow the instructions, and you can get your digital ID, and then you can register your electric or digital wallet after you have your digital ID, right? And then something else will happen a year or two later, and you're going to have to log into your computer. If you want to use the internet, you're going to have to log in with your digital ID that has your biometrics. So look, I know this sounds a little conspiracy theory like, but that's just the way that it's always been. It's just that this time around, it's happening in a technology based era. All right. Back in the 30s, when they reset the monetary system, it was a different era. They had the horse and buggy, right? Or they had the cars had just started coming out. That was a different era. So they did that in a different way. Now we are in a technology era. So now they're going to use technology in order to continue to enslave us the same way that they've enslaved us in the past. And the reason that I'm pretty confident that they'll succeed is because there's so many people already that are in such a hard way. I mean, 42 million people in the United States of America depend on Uncle Sam to eat. And yes, I know that a whole bunch of those, a lot of those, are people that are just not wanting to get a job, that don't want to contribute to society. All right. I understand that. But nonetheless, there's 42 million people in the US that depend on the taxpayer to pay for their food. So all they have to do is just throw a small crisis down our way, and look at how many government workers there are. There's like, I don't know what, 2 or 3 million government workers that work directly for the government. And there's nothing wrong with that. I think is maybe a little bit too much. Is there's probably a lot of positions within the government that are pretty redundant. But that's not my point. My point is that there's 42 million that depend on the government for food and for healthcare and whatever else. And then there's another 3 or 4 million that depend on the government for employment. But then off of that 3 or 4 million, you have a whole bunch of other private industry that hire around 28, 29 million that are not federal employees, but that earn a living because of the federal government. So that's another 32, 33 million on top of the 42 million that are dependent. That's 70 million people, ladies and gentlemen. 70 million out of 340 million. That's 20% of the entire population of the US that is, you can say in a way, pretty much dependent on government resources. And where does government get its resources? From we the people, from the taxpayer. So it's going to be very easy for them to have some kind of a crisis where the people will be in so much need that they're going to accept that digital wallet. They're going to accept it, and then it's going to take years after that. Once that digital wallet and digital ID and stuff is here, it's going to take, I'm guessing, maybe a half of a decade. It'll take about a half of a decade before the people as a whole get so fed up with the intrusion that government is in our lives, and then more so with a digital ID and digital wallet, the people as one will be so fed up that something's going to happen where it's not going to there's not going to be any more. There's going to be something that happens where something has to change. Something big will change in the government. I don't know if that means that the United States of America will be called a different name because there's some kind of a revolution or a civil war or anything like that. I don't know what it is. History rhymes. It doesn't repeat, but it definitely rhymes. And causation and correlation is not necessarily something that has to be together, right? Only because this time correlates with something that happened in the past, it doesn't mean that what caused what happened in the past is going to be the same thing that causes what happens now. So correlation does not equal causation and vice versa. So that's why I keep saying something, because I don't know what it is. Nobody does until it actually happens. Man, I'm so far behind. Let's see, 5:15. Where are we at now? I feel terrible. Yeah, I feel terrible. Thank you. Hey, thank you very much. Big bad John. Big Bad John. How's your son doing, Big Bad John? Good to see you. Thank you so much for that. And sorry for waiting like 40 minutes before I even noticed it. Oh, that's so terrible. Vision Preparedness is in the house. How you doing, Vision Preparedness? Good to see you, man. Really nice to see you, Trent. Let's see. Okay, so let's see. It's time. The time has come, ladies and gentlemen. I do not have an outro. Okay, I do not have an outro. I'm going to go ahead and scroll all the way down. If I see all caps, I'll try to stop real quick and just see if I can get that question. Okay, I see one here. Let's see. I'm not going to try to do the whole name. I'm going to just do your last 4741. Do you think they will do the stimulus? And if so, what are your thoughts on it? Well, I'm not for it at all. I'm not for stimulus at all. What I would rather them do with all of that tariff money is get rid of our deficit. All right, get rid of our deficit so that we can have real relief from taxes. Right? Because you see that stimulus that they're going to give out, it's not really going to be inflationary, because that stimulus, supposedly they're taking that money from tariffs, right? Although I don't know how you can take 200 million people and multiply it times 2,000 and it only come out to like $250 billion in tariffs. I think it's a little more than that or something like that, right? But anyways, I digress on that part. So it really wouldn't be inflationary if they took money that they made from tariffs and passed it out to the people, however much it may be, because that money already existed. You see, that money was already in the economy. So they're not creating new money to give out that dividend, is what they're calling it. All right, so it wouldn't necessarily be inflationary. Actually, it's not inflationary at all, per the definition of inflation. All right, but if they let's say that next year we're making $1.5 trillion in tariffs. All right, I'm just reaching for the stars. All right, I would rather them take that money or that fiat currency and not have a deficit, because the problem with having a deficit is that it adds to our national debt, and the problem with having a national debt is that it needs to be serviced via interest rates, right? So the higher the interest rate is, the more interest that you're going to have to pay on the national debt. And that interest that you have to pay on the national debt, ladies and gentlemen, that is what keeps the people enslaved, because we have to continue to pay taxes in order to pay that interest on the national debt. It will never go away, right? And I would rather them pay down the deficit so that we can at least pay our bills without borrowing money. And then by that happening, interest rates will go down a little bit, right? And then we can maintain that national debt, right? But until we can get rid of our deficits, I really personally don't feel like they should be giving out a $2,000 dividend. Right. And I'm one of the ones that would get one. I would get it. Right. And you know what I would do if I got that $2,000 dividend? Right here. I go get me a couple of these. That's what I would do with it. Right. I'm not going to go spend it on a TV or whatever. I'm going to get something that's real. Right. So that's why I don't agree with it. Right. Do I agree that people really need help right now? People need help. But people need help every single day of the year. People need help. No matter where you are, you're going to know somebody that needs help. That's why I believe that charity, number one, has to be voluntary. Number two, should start at the home, then the church, then your community. And then at the very worst case scenario, I do believe that there should be some kind of a social safety net, but only for those that really, really, really need it. Those that really need it. And when somebody really needs that help from the state because they can't get it from family, church, or community, you can tell that they really need it. All right. It's someone that's not going to be able to go out and break windows because they don't get their way. Right. So, yeah, that's just my thoughts on that dividend, but it is an election year next year, so 2026 is an election year, and I don't feel that great. I don't feel that great about 2026 as far as being an election year, because so many people in the US right now are not doing well, but they don't understand why they're not doing well. You see, everyone thinks that it's because of the tariffs and everything, and it's really not. It's really not because of the tariffs. It's because from 2020 to 2022, the US government allowed the Federal Reserve to print out of thin air. This is inflation. To print or to create $4.5 to $5 trillion of fiat currency. Okay, so by 2022 or 2023, 2022 or 2023, 40% of all of the money that had ever been created since the birth of this nation was created in a 2-year period between 2021 and 2023. 40% of all of the money that's ever been created that's out in circulation was created in a 2-year period. Now, the way that inflation works is that inflation is the leading indicator that the prices of things are going to go up. So they inflated the money supply by 40%, okay? And then it takes about 6 months to 18 months for inflation to rear its ugly head on the price of goods. So the inflation on the price of goods and on the price of assets that we're experiencing now, that we've been experiencing for the last 6-7 months or so, that has been really bad, right? Job losses and all that kind of stuff, is because of the inflation that was created about a year to a year and a half ago. So that's what most people don't understand. So most people, when they go out and vote, they vote emotionally instead of just voting logically. So I don't know what's going to happen. Something's going to happen. We'll have to see. It's kind of scary in a way. Franken Prepper, how you doing? Good to see you. Very good to see you. Okay, that's it. I'm bringing it all the way down, ladies and gentlemen. I am really, I feel bad. I'm so far behind. I'm sure I missed a lot of questions, but I don't want to bore you to death on my first day back. Let's see. Hey, thank you very much. What is this? Jim, 38 months on here. Glad to see you. Thank you so much. One of our OGs. That's awesome. That's awesome. Man, you guys are awesome. I really do appreciate every one of you. Let me see. By the way, we love our Hey, I told you would. Did you get the Q3? The one that's my favorite? That thing is so easy to install, and it is a great system. And I've got a video coming up. Hopefully I'll have it done sometime next week, or maybe early next week sometime, on how you can extend the life of your RO filters. Because those RO filters for SIMPURE, they're not really expensive. I think for a set for the Q3, I think it's like $69. And one of those set of filters will last you for years, because that Q3 is rated for I think it's for 300 gallons a day. And those filters are rated to last at least 6 months. So, but who uses 300 gallons a day of RO water? That's my point. So if it says 6 months, that's why I think it's smart if you buy a ppm pen, a total dissolved solid pen, so you can test your water every once in a while and make sure it's not getting up there. My rule is that if the water is above 30 ppms, I'm changing the filters out. But make sure that you flush your system. I would say maybe once every 2 weeks, flush it out. All right. Flush it out with nice clean water that you save just to flush it. All right. That will extend the life of your filters as well. But I'm going to show you all a little trick. I still have to make sure it works myself to extend the life of the filters as well. And it's very cheap to do so. So, hey, look at that, ladies and gentlemen. There is Michael. I don't know if he's still here because it's been so long. But there's Michael from Rethinking the Dollar. Yeah, Michael's a good man. It'll make me so happy if I go to his channel here, and let's say next Monday or Tuesday, and I'm like, oh my goodness, Michael has more community members than I do. That'll be awesome. That would be so awesome. Okay, let me see. Hey, Scott. Hey, thank you, Scott. You didn't have to do that, brother. You already have the blue wrench. You're already doing the work, man. Thank you, brother. I appreciate you. Okay, bringing it down. I want to make sure that I don't miss someone saying hello that left me a super chat. Jeremy from Anchorage. How you doing, Jeremy? Thank you very much. How's the weather down there in Anchorage? It's probably like 60 degrees, I bet you. Anchorage is usually a little bit warmer than what it is up here in Fairbanks. Kitsy asks, Rudy, would you re-enlist if we went to war in Venezuela? Do you think we will go to war? I don't think that we're going to go to war, all right? And I'm more so hoping, but I don't think that we're going to have boots on ground, let's say. And no, I couldn't re-enlist. I'm too broken. Yeah, I'm too broken. I can barely even do push-ups. You know, they call them sissy ups where you get on your knees. I do some of those. My shoulders are just really bad. I have really bad shoulders and really bad knees and really bad feet. So no, I couldn't re-enlist. But let's say that I was in the best shape of my life. I would have to say no, because I learned a long time ago from my prior service that you shouldn't go to war to fight another man's war. And unfortunately, a lot of the wars, if not most of the wars in the last 100 years that this country has sent its men and women to, those wars are bankers' wars. Those wars were wars where the sacrifice of the service members and their families were the profits of the people that were financing the wars, right? All you have to do is just look back, okay? Look back through history, go to the Vietnam War, go to the Korean War, go to World War II, World War I, all of the other small skirmishes in between. It's always made someone filthy rich at the expense of the blood, and the treasure of this country. So now, Kidsy, if you would have asked me, hey, low blood pressure's in the house. What's up, low blood pressure? Low blood pressure says, I'll join Venezuela. Now, if you put that question a different way, if you would have said, AP, would you pick up your arms and go fight if someone invaded the United States of America? A military force invaded the United States of America. I know some people are going to say they already have. I understand where you're coming from, but this is just hypothetical. If you would have asked me that, I said, absolutely. I would absolutely. I don't care how broken I am. I would put on the flag jacket. I'd do whatever I need to do. I would do it in hopes that my son and my daughter would stay behind and be okay. So yes, that I would do. For that, I would intentionally suffer and do what I had to do. But to go to a foreign land just because somebody says, hey, go over here, man, I find that very difficult to do now after everything's been said and done. Evita, how are you doing? I hope you're still on, Evita. Good to see you. Where's Fabio? JR, where you at? Well, I got to get off anyways. I got to get off. I have to close things out. So that's it. I'm not stopping. All right, I'm down here. The survival buzz, how are you doing? Yes, let's hope that never happens. Nothing good comes out of war, ladies and gentlemen. War brings about one thing alone. War brings nothing but sorrow. That's all that war brings, nothing but sorrow. There is no winner. There is no winner except the persons that don't go to war, that sit back, writing the laws, writing the checks on your behalf, right? From the taxpayers' money. Those are the only people that win, okay? So anyways, don't get me started. All right, don't get me started on that stuff. Yes, RTD is in the house. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're 15 minutes over. How about that? Hey, I want to say thank you very much to every one of you that shows your support to the channel. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, for your support. I can't sit here and tell you how much it means to me because, I just don't have the words. So I just want to say thank you very much for joining in. I truly do appreciate every one of you. All right. So hopefully on Sunday, we'll get together again. Come on over and make sure you come on Sunday's live stream so that you can have a chance to win one of the SIMPUREs because I want to give that stuff away. On Monday, my goal for this Monday is that when I send SIMPURE, when I send my rep over there, the email that it's got all of the names of all the winners, right? Because if I don't have all of the names by Sunday night, guess what? I'm going to tell her to send me the units, and I'm just going to pass them out here in Fairbanks. Because the thing is I don't like to keep my rep waiting for 2 or 3 weeks to send her names, because, you know, that's more work for them, you know, and, you know, we made a deal and I have to stick to my part of the deal. But anyways, thank you very much. God bless every one of you. I love you all. Thank you so much for sticking it out and waiting for me to come back. I truly do appreciate you all. I'll see you all on Sunday. God bless you all. God bless America. I'm Alaska Prepper. And let me see, how do you end this thing? I am out, ladies and gentlemen. God bless. We'll see you tomorrow on tomorrow's video. Bye-bye.